Now, last point of this, not like this is one of the important aspect of research is research ethics. Many of misunderstood research ethics means similarity with the papers or content, online content. That is part of plagiarism. Plagiarism, when we call it is not just similarity. Similarity is part of plagiarism. See, all the journals they will accept up to some extent, say 20 to 25% of similarity is acceptable because there will be similarity because of references and all. We have to refer earlier literature and all. But these many of these can be avoided by giving proper credit to the rightful owner of the data. When I say data, data can be in any form. It can be research article, photo, graph, or sometimes it is idea. It might be someone's idea. If you are referring, you have to give proper credit to the rightful owner. That way, you can avoid the. This is the genuine way of creating someone, and this is how we maintain ethics in a research. And coming to plagiarism, it can be avoided to some extent by doing so. That is adequate citation, and we can say adopted from so and so, or you can write source from where it has been taken, and get give a photo courtesy if you are using to someone's photo. You can give credit by that way, and getting the copyright permission from the rightful owner, and at the end listing all the references, refer documents at the end. This is how we can avoid to some extent. And if you want to check similarity, there are tools available. Some tools like Turnitin, iAuthenticate, Urkun. These are the tools usually used by the most of the journals to check similarity in your submitted document, where it will catch with all the online resources, whether it is published material or somewhere it is blog or anything. It will catch everything. So the request to all is, if you want to avoid plagiarism, then avoid copy paste. If you simply copy paste, definitely it will catch. Instead of that, you read, close that document, and you read, understand, close that document, and you write it in your own words and cite that particular document. That way, you can avoid to larger extent. And next is to getting the copyright permission. As I said, it is important to get copyright permission. Once you publish a paper with any publisher, no longer it is yours. We are transferring our copyright to the publisher. It is now the property of publisher. Even yourself, you cannot reuse without their permission. So we have to get the permission from the publisher. Most of the cases, it is easy. It is online. If you visit any journal, there will be a rights and permission section where you can apply for the permission, especially when you are writing a review paper. See, most of the review papers are not because of our research. Our research involved is only to gather all the published information and put it in a concise manner. So in that way, we may have to get many permissions from the rightful owner or the from journals. So to include their graphs or charts or whatever it is. So try to get permissions. This is how we can avoid plagiarism and maintain research ethics. Now, at last, now we are completed with the writing documents and everything. Most of the time, we researchers have a doubt how to select a journal. We have written a research article, where to submit. This is the big question. Sometime your research advisor will help. Definitely, he will be having knowledge about reputed journals in your domain and which are useful journals and all. And sometime, if you want to explore by yourself, there are resources available by Web of Science. It is called Manuscript Matcher, where it will tell you which is the best suited software. For example, sorry, it is taking some time. It is last time. It is about to finish. Just I will demonstrate this and we'll wrap up with the discussion. When you go to Manuscript Matcher, Web of Science, uh, you may see something like this. Manuscript Matcher, match manuscript. When you click this, it will ask for your title. For example, in this case, I will take this one of my paper's title. I have copied, and instead of Control V, as I said, there is a shortcut. Instead of Control V, I am typing Windows V. You can see there are many other clipboard data. This is the title. I can select others, even image, everything it will show. Just I have pasted the title. Next, it will ask for abstract. Based on your abstract, because usually abstract will convey complete paper picture, whatever you would like to convey. So based on this, it will search the data available in the, for example, again, instead of direct copy pasting, I'm using Windows V. You can see here earlier the all data will be there. This is the abstract. Find journal. After some time, it will show manuscript results. See, this is our manuscript abstract. Here we can see suggestion, Journal of Materials in Civil Engineering, which is very much relevant to my field. It is suggesting, and also road materials and pavement design, transportation research record, construction and building materials, materials and structures, International Journal of Pavement Engineering, so on. There are so many journals, whichever it is listed, very much relevant to my field. So, based on the database available, it will check all the data and it will suggest you most suitable. Also, you can there is options to filter whether if you would like to publish in an open access journal or category of the journal or region of the journal, sometimes language. If you take Chinese and Japanese, they have journals in their own language. If you want, you can select that also based on journal citation report and all. You can select and use. This is how we can submit in an appropriate journal, I would say. This is all. And I would like to thank ISC Bangalore and IIT Bombay, where I have got to know most of these tools and where I have learned these things. And lastly, I would like to thank Pandit Deendayal Petroleum University for providing this platform to share my knowledge with all of you. Uh, if you have any questions, please, I'm happy to answer.